This week's podcast is brought to you by Form. Form minimizes the guesswork of hair care and makes it simple to give your curls exactly what they need. It's the first women's prestige hair care collections that's as versatile, uncompromising, and as beautiful as you are. And now you can take advantage of a special holiday deal from Form just for our listeners. 10% off your order, free shipping on your first purchase, and a free Form Mini when you spend over $50. Get personal this holiday season with Form. Welcome everyone to another episode of Gettin Grown with Jade and Keia, where we discuss all things adulting, the trials, the tests, the terms, the triumphs, the tragedies, the temptations. I'm trying to let my alliteration. Tangos. Yes, indeed. I'm trying to let the alliteration flourish. But yes, all these things about navigating life and career as a real life adult in 2017. Welcome back to the ride. What's going on, sis? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon,
good evening, good night. Well, I just saw you, so
yeah,
got to see you again.
That's right.
I got to see you all weekend, actually, 3 days in a row. That's amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Makes me so happy.
Look at us.
So my sis and I hosted for the Friendzone live this weekend in DC, and it was a good time. Shout out to
DC for showing up, man, and showing out and showing mad love. Like legit. We had an awesome time there at the theater at LegallyBeat University. Got to hang out with our brothers, Dustin and Asante, and our sister Fran to host the Friendzone Live. I think this might be the second or third one in DC now. Or was it the second one? I think.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the second. I think maybe it's the second.
I feel like it's the second one.
But we've hosted both
circle. Of them. Right. And it was just really cool to hang out. You guys were so awesome. Thanks to everyone who came up and asked for a dap, a hug, a picture, all of that. Who said such awesome things. We're so happy that you guys are enjoying Getting Grown so much. We are enjoying, getting together on a weekly basis and hopefully giving you guys quality content that you are enjoying and finding useful in your lives. It was a good time. I had a really good time.
Everybody was really dope. Everybody who I met, everybody who we met, everybody who came up was very, very awesome. So shout out to all of you guys. And y'all were hype. Y'all were hype boots. I love it. Your energy was amazing. And so it fed our energy. So shout out to you guys and shout out to the Friendzone for having us. We're so humbled to be in the house.
Totally. So humble.
So,
yeah, man.
Then we ate. Then I had the worst steak and eggs I've ever had in my life when we went to brunch the next day.
We went to brunch the next day. We don't want to shade the restaurant. It was just a crazy busy Saturday, and Jade and I actually both of us ordered the steak and eggs, and both of our meals were pretty terrible.
The worst steak and eggs I have ever had in my existence.
But I mean, I don't want to shade the whole restaurant because the other dishes at the table were really good.
Shrimp and grits was hitting
as well, and Kia's chicken and waffles,
Tristan's chorizo skillet.
A good time. It was a good time.
And them little rum balls.
Right. It was like rum-filled donut ball, donut holes. It's a little spot out in I don't know where it was. Northeast?
Northwest?
I don't think it was Northwest. I feel like it was Northeast.
I don't know.
It's over by Bus Boys and Poets.
Regardless, shout out to our server. He was amazing, but the steak and eggs were terrible.
They were really bad.
But then we went to this fantastic Caribbean.
We went to Society in downtown Silver Spring for brunch on a Sunday. It wasn't... Jade had clearly never been there. I mean, I've been there several times. I always enjoy the brunch at Society. So yeah, it's a good time to be alive.
I'm iffy on the buffet brunches. Like I'm real funny on the buffet brunches, but this was so good. They had the omelet station, the waffle station, which I do enjoy. Because there's something about getting your food made in front of you. It's just like, But the food, like all the food was delicious. The curry chicken, the fried chicken, the macaroni pie, like all of it was so good. Every last thing that I ate, I was not disappointed with anything. So yeah.
Yeah, Society's a good time. I enjoy myself every time I go to Society. If you guys are in the area, you should check it out. Also, one really quickly, we did not shout out Xavier Omar, who was also a special guest at the Friendzone Live this past weekend, and he performed at the show, and then he performed at a sold out concert event at the Fillmore on the following Saturday. I was really a treat for me to get to hear him live. I really like his music, and he actually participated in the Q&A segment of the Friendzone Live, and it was just awesome to get to know him and hear more about him and his experiences and how that informs his artistry. So shout out to you. Shout out to your project. I've been a fan for a little while. He's on tour now, so everybody check out xavieromar.com/tour. And find out if he's coming to your city. Yes. If he is, you definitely want to make that move. It will be worth all of your coins, I can assure you.
It's a treat. Fran and I are going tomorrow or today.
Yep.
Fran and I are going tonight. And yeah, if you don't know who Xavier Omar is, what's the jam? You're so beautiful, man, a blind girl can love you. That's my jam. Oh, that's my jam.
Same.
That is the jam. So yeah, check out Xavier Omar for sure.
Yeah, man, totally. So y'all want to jump right into the trash? What trash segments are we getting into this week, sis? You'd have to catch me up because I've not been on in the know as far as the pop culture and the things of that nature. I'm really behind. I'm trying to get caught up.
Well, we can start off with one that you do know because we talked about it at brunch. All of these hidden lyrics that have been coming out that we had no clue were being
Are they hidden? I don't know if they're hidden. I think that we as just as a people, we have just failed to we've just been saying them wrong, like as a people, as a community. Shout out to T-Pain.
He has bamboozled us for a decade.
I don't know if it's he bamboozled us. I think we bamboozled ourselves. Because, I mean, when you listen to it, now that you know the right words, you can hear the right words.
I still hear ooh-wee.
Nah. If you really listen, it's really and then. If it's and then. So T-Pain tweeted, for those of you who don't know, T-Pain was tweeting the correct lyrics of his songs. He tweeted, buy you a drink. And what was the other one? All I do is win.
Oh yeah. All I do is win, no matter what.
So as we know, in I buy you a drink. I'm sorry. In buy you a drink, he says, I'm gonna buy you a drink.
Ooh wee ooh.
No. As that's what we all thought he was saying. I'm gonna buy you a drink.
Ooh wee. I'm gonna take you home with me.
So apparently, I'm gonna buy you a drink and then I'm gonna take you home with me. If you really listen, he's actually saying, and then the rest of you niggas just been out here ooh-weeing because it's fun to ooh-wee. You know what I'm saying? It's fun.
So you knew it was and then?
I didn't know it. I'm just saying that now that I know it, now that I've been corrected, when I listen to the song, I hear the right words.
All right, fair enough. Well, then now do you hear Conceive an Angel and Baby Boy?
I still don't get that one. I mean,
it's dumb, but still, like, baby.
I don't know what words I was saying.
Somebody said, come sing a ling ling.
I don't know what I was saying, but I know that I was not saying, let's conceive an angel. Because, like, who talks like that?
Nobody.
Oh, man.
Except for this one dude who tried to holler at me way back in the day named Ballington. He used to speak to me in, like, old English. It was weird. He had dreads down too.
Oh, my gosh. I don't have to ask what Ballington was, huh?
It was Jamaican straight.
I mean, straight. Let me stop because I don't want to get cursed out. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend any of our Jamaican listeners.
That's Safari.
We love you guys so much.
Straight.
Oh, that's the dollar van driver. That's the Safari got that from. Okay,
the one who got the rope in his van, so that when he don't have to open the door, he just has to push it out with the rope, and then he pulls it back.
Listen.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
But yeah,
Yeah, so the lyrics, they're not hidden lyrics, sis. They're just lyrics that we've been saying wrong for years and years and years.
I knew Baby Boy, and then obviously, if you don't know, Formation. I like my baby air with baby hair and afros.
Now, I was definitely saying baby hair twice. With conviction, like with all
I love my baby hair with baby hair.
That's right. That's right. I like my baby hair with baby hair. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I definitely was not saying hair, and I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Like, we were saying like you speak in conversation, like, oh, that's my baby hair. Like, my baby hair. I like my baby hair, even though that's not proper English, with baby hair. So it's like, I like my kid's hair with baby hair. That's what I thought initially, but no. It's baby heir, like an heir to the throne.
Yeah, I like her saying baby hair versus baby's hair.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right. Because, I mean, you know, like we say baby mama versus baby's mama.
Right.
Right. So it's
exactly.
Fine.
That's
it's okay.
way to explain it. There you go.
I can stand corrected. It's fine. I don't mind admitting or acknowledging when I'm wrong, because I'm not perfect. And sometimes I make words up to songs because in my mind, I just think the words in my head sound better.
I mean, all the time, and I'm still going to do it, but because
listen, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all a story. Sometimes I make words up. Me and my brother used to do it all the time, make lyrics up. So, you know, D'Angelo's song, Send It On, right? Mm-hmm. I was absolutely I was all the way an adult and way, way grown when I realized that he was saying, send it up, send it through. And me and my brother used to be in the house saying something that made absolutely no sense. It wasn't even a word.
What were you all saying?
We'd be in the house talking about, excuse me, 78, 72. Don't ask me what 78, 72 means. Send it right back to you. I don't know what that meant, but I was totally singing 78, 72. Now, in Neo's song, what was Neo's first song? Stay With Me.
Uh-huh.
That other young man that was in the song with him, I don't know what his name is, but he used to say Kayleen Day, whatever, right? So this is for one of my friends, Toy. When we was at UConn, Toy got in my car one day. I'm totally putting her out on Front Street. Love you, Toy. It's fine. This is just one of my favorite stories to tell. So Toy got in the car. The song comes on the radio. Toy is in the front seat singing with all her heart. The man is saying Kayleen. He's saying Kayleen Day or Kayleen Day? I don't know. Whatever. Toy is in the front seat talking about good evening, ma. Good evening. Good evening, ma. Good evening. I was like, no. I'm pretty sure that's not what he said. I don't know. No.
Okay, so we're going to do call out culture. I'm sorry. I got to do it to my husband. We were in the car one day rapping Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Jay-Z, by the way.
Jay-Z.
Sean Corey Carter.
Rest in peace, Pimp C. Rest in peace, Fred Hampton.
Absolutely.
All December 4th. If you don't know about Fred Hampton, you need to know about Fred Hampton because the government killed Fred Hampton. I don't care what nobody says. Anyway, we as Black people, that's a known thing. But just in case you're not familiar with Fred Hampton, go do your Googles, go do your research. Anyway, we're in the car rapping. And so I'm rapping. I'm cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy son. Okay, so my husband's rapping, and I'm like, wait a second, hold on. What did you just say? And he was like, what is he saying? He was saying, and it made no sense. And he's a Brooklyn dude through and through. Corrupt the lung. Where I'm from. And I said, that makes no sense, babe. And he was like, I know, but I just been saying it all this time because I thought that's what he said.
All my life. That's just like I just knew D'Angelo was saying 78, 72. Maybe it's like a passcode for his phone or something. I don't know. But it just made all the sense to me. And when you listen to the song, turn on Send It On right now. I promise you.
Just ruined
78, 72, it fits. 78. 72.
Nobody's ever going to be able to listen to that properly ever again. Just like Meeting in My Bedroom is now forever ruined.
Girl, please don't be late. Hey, 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 hey.
Like y'all not gonna hit the CD player?
I said, who bumped into the record player? Somebody hit it, Jesus. What are we gonna do?
And then Chris Brown's Ayo, Atenten. So that's forever ruined for you guys. Anyway.
Oh, nah. Y'all not gonna ruin Yo for me.
Then you got my attention. You're making me
leave him alone. Leave him alone. All right.
Anyway.
What other trash, man?
There's not really a lot of trash.
Which is a good thing. Yeah, praise God.
Sophia the Robot. So I put you on a Sophia the Robot.
Unfortunately,
Sophia the Robot apparently said in 2016, because she's a robot. She is now a citizen of where they say she's a citizen of.
Is it Hong Kong? That's where she was.
Where she was created. No, she's a Saudi Arabian citizen now. The only first of her kind to receive citizenship of any country. But so she's been taught. She's designed around human values like wisdom, kindness, compassion. But she had a glitch at South by Southwest that came out recently that said she will destroy humans. Her creator didn't even program her to say things like this.
I don't know why Jay felt like it was necessary to talk about this.
Because it's frightening.
Right.
And everybody knows I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Like, what will we like? But we can't do anything about it. And you just want to bring this up and just cause alarm and just stress for people. I don't know why you felt like this was a good idea.
Because we got to stay woke. Niggas
what we going to do?
Be aware and know that it's coming. Sophia the Robot's about to call up her woes. Ride through the 6. And we're all gonna, I don't know.
You are. Not me. I'll be fine. But carry on, please. What other stories will we be talking about on today?
I really don't have anything.
I'm okay with that. I'm really fine. I'm okay.
My man, my king, who cooked his own food at Waffle House. That's literally all I got. Did you hear about that?
I certainly did. I mean, I just felt like,
goals.
I don't know who that man is, but I would shake his hand.
Goals. Go. And he took mad selfies at Waffle House. I am not mad at him. I definitely want to go into a Waffle House and cook my own breakfast. But nah, the trash is light this week, which is really great. So, we didn't talk about the biggest trash, sis.
What noise was that you just made? That was alarming. Oh, go ahead.
As Santana likes to call him, dump.
What trash?
How it's all coming out about his communication.
Oh, child.
Russia, and how they're going to testify against him in the court of law. Amazing.
Well, indeed.
White tears. They're delicious.
I mean, I don't like to get my hopes up. I just want to see how it all plays out.
Well, I am hopeful
because the whole world is
faith. Gotta have.
You have to be.
I gotta have some kind of hope, and I'm hoping that he falls and he falls hard.
You're gonna have to. He's not the only problem that we have, though.
No, he's not.
We got lots going on in Congress right now as well. So
tons, actually. So there's a lot of responsibility that is going to take place that we all need to jump in and do our parts in. But we've said it before. You hear it all over the place. You just got to do it. Vote.
Oh, okay. Right. Just do it. In lighter and equally disturbing news, Candy Barris is set to join the cast of Chicago on Broadway.
She's going to sing?
Apparently, evidently, she's going to sing. I don't know. I have to see. Stop that right now. She will be playing the role of Mama Morton, and she will begin her 8-week run at the beginning of January. Now, Mama Morton is a role that was also been played by Wendy Williams. So,
okay.
That's pretty much all I want to say about that.
I may be small, whoa. That's what she's gonna sound like, because that's what she sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I prefer Candy at the bottom of the harmony, singing Understanding.
What I need from you is understanding.
Really?
That's what she sounds like.
If you don't hear what I say. I didn't watch. I think I missed the finale episode. I have to get caught up on that. But yeah, it's been a pretty dry week in terms of news.
It has. Sorry, guys.
Which is actually a good thing, because don't nobody want to hear that trash, no way.
But it's always so entertaining.
True. I guess we can move on to shout out to my sis, though.
Shout out to my sis.
My sis is popping right now, like.
Shout out to my sis.
Shout out to my sister.
So we have 2 this week.
Yeah, man, it's a good time.
So this weekend at the Friendzone, we were all gifted with some amazing things. And we wanted to share 2 of those with you. We had one young lady by the name of Brianna who gave us some shea butters. And I think she gave everybody shea butters based upon, their personalities and what she hears.
Really?
So I think so, because how we came to this conclusion is because Fran got the rosemary healer.
She did.
But before I get into it, Brianna is from cleanglowsheabutter.com. You can check her out on IG at cleanglowsheabutter, and then also cleanglowsheabutter.com. We'll make sure that we put all of the links in the description box. But like I said, Fran got the rosemary healer. Keia got the vanilla, which I feel, you're very warm.
Vanilla spice, because I'm spicy. Just kidding.
Okay.
I felt like you were judging me just then.
I did not.
Okay.
Actually.
I'll let you have that. No problem.
And then I got the lemon cookie.
So that's the one I want, though. So Brianna, if you're listening, I would like the lemon cookie. I actually feel like she's got awesome. She also has an island mango, which I think is exciting, and
that sounds
midnight
delicious.
jasmine and a cinnamon stick. All right. And you hear something like pies and stuff. But
I don't mind.
Listen,
because I'm a snack
girl.
Anyway,
Brianna gifted us with these wonderful shea butters. I've been using them since I got them, and I have to tell you, we've all used shea butter before. Hopefully, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because it's really good for your skin. So, you rub it in. One thing that I was immediately surprised and impressed by. You put the shea.
It wasn't greasy.
It wasn't greasy, but you still get this awesome sheen. It's kind of like you know how back in the day we used to use, going on in the summertime, you used to baby oil gel yourself down, literally just filling your pores with all this mineral oil and terrible things. But you get that same sheen with this shea butter, and it's really awesome. So yeah, shout out to Clean Glow Whip Shea Butter. You guys check it out. Check out the website, check out the IG, and get your life. Like, the prices are very reasonable, and I'm here to tell you that the products are really amazing. Really amazing. Check them out.
Amazing. And then we had another young lady by the name of Yetunde.
Indeed.
From skinfixcosmetics.com. You can also find her on IG at skinfixcosmetics, and we will be sure to include her link in the description box as well. Yetunde, I hope I am saying that correctly. She gave me the coffee soap and body scrub, and then also a really awesome homemade vanilla deodorant. But everybody knows I love coffee. And a coffee scrub is one of the most amazing things on your body. So I was super grateful for that. I cannot wait to try it out. What did you get, sis?
I got the coffee scrub as well. I also got this really cool rose hibiscus hydrating face mask.
Ooh.
And I got jasmine vanilla body frosting. We'll be out here.
Ooh. So she also gave some really cool gifts. She's included a really nice notes. She's like, I know you love coffee, so I included these products for you. I thought that was really dope. So I'm super excited to use them. Brianna also included a really nice handwritten note. So shout out to both of those ladies. Make sure for the holiday season, you check them out. Click the links in the description box because they are both very affordable. I know Skin Fix Cosmetics is fully vegan. vegan products. So
you
get your life.
It was awesome to meet you, ladies. Thank you guys for sharing your products with us. And I really hope you guys check them out because it's really good stuff. And, you know, we always tell y'all to stay moisturized because your black will crack if it's dry. So it won't crack if you're out here using these good, juicy shea butters and scrubs and things.
Wonderful products.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So shout out to you, ladies. And thanks for hooking us up.
Absolutely.
In order to support our show, we'll need the help of some great advertisers. And in order to find great advertisers, we'll need to learn a little more about you. So please go to podsurvey.com/grown and take a quick anonymous survey that will help us get to know you a little better. That way, we can show advertisers just how great our listeners are. Plus, once you've completed the survey, you can enter to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Again, that's podsurbey.com/GROWN. Thanks for your help. Hey, boys and girls, let's gather around the kitchen table for this week's episode or edition, I should say, this week's edition of Kitchen Table Talk. Are you snacking this week, sis?
I'm full-blown mealing this week. I just wanted some spaghetti. Like I just had a hankering for some spaghetti, so I made some good spaghetti from scratch, did some fresh oregano and basil. So yeah, that's what I'm eating this week. What about you?
I don't have no snacks. I just had I had a fortune cookie and some water. I worked really late tonight.
Do you have like Chinese food to go with the fortune cookie, or you just happen to...
I did earlier.
Okay.
But
Cause I was like, damn, can you do... I
had some soup and shrimp and broccoli.
And
I ate my fortune cookie.
I'm glad you're nourishing your body. Yeah, I need you to eat.
Oh,
I need you to do that.
I can stand to miss.
But anyway, what we talking about this week?
This week we're talking about something that is one of my favorite things. Yeah, so let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about makeup this week. We're going to talk about makeup in a few different ways. So first, I thought we would just have a conversation about kind of like makeup and Black women in makeup, and not just makeup in our day-to-day lives, but makeup has kind of taken on a different meaning or form of expression. Like makeup is now, I mean, it's always been an industry, but now it's really a booming industry that's really fed by social media and the internet. Really kind of shapes makeup trends, makeup culture, makeup norms. And I just kind of wanted to talk about that as, you know, young millennials out here navigating both those worlds. So, things that we see as far as like makeup and how it's used on the internet and how that kind of translates into our day-to-day lives. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start by asking you a couple of questions in hopes to kind of broach a broader conversation about makeup and how we feel about it. And then we can talk about some do's and don'ts. I thought it would be cool to talk about, some of our favorite and not so favorite makeup trends. And just like do's and don'ts in terms of, not necessarily in terms of like, there are a few hard and fast rules, but those are probably more connected to things that are going to impede or impact your safety and health as a person. But all in all, makeup is about self-expression. But that being said, just like you're entitled to choose what you want to do, you also have to realize people are entitled to have opinions about what you choose to do. Boom. But it's just a matter of what you do with that information once you receive it or are made aware of it. If anything, you could pay it or you could use it to kind of shape the way that you move forward. But we'll all get to that a little bit later. I'll first start the conversation by asking you, sis, as a Black woman, what does makeup mean to you? Like, does it signify something to you as a woman? Yes, no, sometimes.
Well, sometimes I'm not one of those. I'm not a beat girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here with the full beat. I don't know how to do a whole lot of stuff, but I do like to put on a little something. So I've learned how to do a few things, and I like to put on a little something when I go out, and it does. It helps me feel like it enhances, my features that I have already, as opposed to covering them. So I think that's what makeup means to me. It does. It makes me feel pretty. Sometimes I like to put on a nice bold lip. if it's fall or if I'm, I'm feeling spicy or whatever, feeling a little pumpkin spice, I'll put on a nice deep eggplant or whatever. I'm like, I'm feeling the season. But I just think it's nice to enhance.
Agreed. I know for me, I came up, I know it's a different time now because I feel like younger girls are, getting into makeup a lot sooner than I did. As I was certainly like absolutely a grown adult with with the tax return before I was dabbling in the makeup. I lived all of my high school and all of my college life with a fresh face. And was just fine. Like I was impressed. I was getting my eyebrows done, but I would and occasionally I would give the girls a little mascara and a clear gloss, but it wasn't no foundation. It wasn't any of that. I feel like the times have changed, and because younger people have access to learn about makeup artistry, we all kind of want to jump into it a lot quicker. Right. You have girls who are 14, 15, 16, in red lips and lashes and contours and all of that. And it's just a different time. But for me, I agree with you that makeup really, makeup for me is an outlet. It's really fun. It really has been the vehicle that helped me to come to know and to learn and to love about my face. I think one of the things that I have learned, now being a woman of a particular age, is that there's no one way. Like in makeup and makeup artistry, there are, of course, techniques for doing certain things and kind of achieving certain things. But I wouldn't go so far as to say that, makeup is not a one size fit all thing, because we all have different faces and different features. And like you said, to me, makeup is something that is, helps us to enhance what it is that we have, whether it be your skin tone, your skin type, your shape, your face shape, the features that you have, your eyebrows, the shape of your eyes, the shape of your nose, the shape of your lips. It's a way for you to kind of come to know and appreciate those things. Not necessarily make them look like anybody else's, but find a way to kind of make it your own. And that's been the fun of makeup for me. And I think that I wish that I could have gotten into that aspect of it a lot sooner. Because I will say I had fallen into the trap of kind of thinking like, okay, if I'm going to wear makeup, it has to look like this. And that's not necessarily true. So I'm hoping that we can have a conversation about makeup that will get people along, thinking about the ways that they use it and interact with it and engage with it. And if they're afraid of it, they don't have to be. Or, if they're abusing it, maybe they could calm down a little bit.
Not do that.
And it's all in love. I also feel obligated to kind of preface this conversation by saying we're not here to. Let me see how I want to say this.
Okay, I know how to say it.
All right, I'm gonna let you have it.
You with your homegirls, right? Okay, her weave is like slipping a little bit. Or maybe it's not weave. Maybe her bun, maybe a bobby pin popped in her bun and she, her bun's starting to fall a little bit.
Right.
You are supposed to hook your homegirl up. Her tag's hanging out of her dress. You go and you fix it for her and tuck it back in. She got them little hangy bra strap things hanging out. You got to go fix them. Like all of that is... it's like our obligation as homegirls. That's like the silent code. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, it's the same thing with this makeup do's, don'ts, and don't the hell evers. We just out here speaking out of love. We just want to make sure that y'all are not having these makeup faux pas or destroying your faces.
Did you watch The Housewives this week?
I did not, because it's been boring me so much that I tuned out. Should I tune back in?
I mean, you could. I mean, it's not like riveting by any stretch. I mean, but it is. I mean, I feel like I understand why you were bored by it, but I think it is coming back. Nene and Porsha got into a little squabble on this week's episode, and Nene was arguing with her, and as she was arguing, she had a bun on the top of her head and it was falling down.
Yes, and Marlo fixed it.
And Marlo was fixing it while she was talking. And it was not in a like, girl, she wasn't like, girl, you so stupid for having this bun up here falling apart. She just quietly saw an issue and brought it to her attention. Was like, girl, let me help you. Let me get you together. So that's what we're trying to do. Consider us the Marlos. Here. We are the Marlos. We're here to just offer some sage words of encouragement and to just give you some things to consider as you make your choices when it comes down to the makeup that you choose to wear or, you know, the things that you choose to do. So again, I don't want y'all to jump into the comments with all of the shaming kind of rhetoric. This is not about shaming you. Nobody's saying that you're dumb as hell for doing the things that you're doing. I feel like with makeup, you are entitled to make your own choices and do whatever you want to do. And just like that, you have that same freedom and you're liberated to do that as a person. I want you to know that we as consumers, and we as individuals who are, have to, you know, who engage with you, we have a right to have an opinion about whatever you choose to do. Not saying that our opinion carries any real weight or should influence your choices. These are just our opinions. So I'm not saying that I'm not here to say that everybody got to do their makeup like me. I'm not saying that I know how to do makeup the only way and I'm the best makeup artist or makeup enthusiast that's out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there are certain things that I see that confuse me or certain things that I see that, you know, I think, you know, could be done differently. And I have the right to say that. Just like you have the right to ignore it if you disagree. Okay? God bless your hearts. So we'll jump.
And I think it'll be fun because Keia and I are actually very different when it comes to makeup.
Why do you say that?
I say it in a positive way because I think it's just coming from, like you said, you're a makeup enthusiast. And I think that that's dope. I am a makeup, not a virgin, I guess, but I don't have the same knowledge that you have when it comes to makeup. So I think to come from some different angles would be fun.
Indeed. And I think that is one of the great things about makeup is that, you know, there are so many levels to a beautiful look.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is like beat to capacity, like casket beat.
Yeah.
There is like
which
that.
Can look
there's
really
that
good.
level of beat which can look really good. And then there's like no makeup, which can also look really good. And then there's just kind of like, you know, in between. So anywhere in between along that continuum, you know, there are levels to it. And you don't have to do like, so if I decide that in order, like, you know, if I'd like to have a fuller beat, meaning more steps, meaning more product, doesn't make me any more or less beautiful than you or any more or less appealing or any more or less right or wrong. It's just, you know, what I think works for me or for the situation or for the day or whatever. So that's the thing. Like you can literally do what you want.
There's no hard and fast rules.
No hard and fast rules, but there are things that you should think about when you do some of the things that you do. I mean, just kind of thinking more broadly around, thinking conceptually about like, you know, how you engage with makeup and so forth and so on. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
So along those lines, I think social media often, especially when we get to arguing on Twitter, we often divide ourselves into like us versus them. So oftentimes you'll find the debate between the beat faces versus the bare faces. Mm-hmm. So you have the girls who are like, no makeup, no filter, hashtag, no filter, no makeup, hashtag face, hashtag, she don't need no makeup, hashtag
dumb as fuck,
natural beauty, hashtag, you know, all of that. And then you have the girls who are, you know, filtered,
hashtag highlight, hashtag
down,
contour,
like, hashtag everything, hashtag
Hashtag beauty blogger, hashtag beauty vlogger.
Anastasia Beverly Hills, hashtag beauty blender, hashtag makeup forever, hashtag HD, hashtag all of that. So why is it that, we always I just wanted to just have a conversation around why is it that we can never just kind of exist or agree to disagree? Why does it always have to be one is better than the other? Why do we do that?
I think people do that out of insecurity because I think it's dumb as hell. Like I said, you're a makeup enthusiast. I'm not. I like to use makeup to enhance what I have when I can. You know what I'm saying? I've learned the few little things that work for me, and I'm cool with a natural look. I also super appreciate when I see a photo of Keia. You know what I'm saying? With a gorgeous beat and a blue lip. I can't wear a blue lip. I look stupid.
Yes, you can.
But that's cool. And I probably won't. But I think you look amazing when you do it. And I don't understand why people, I truly don't understand why there has to be a divide. I actually think that we need to, like we said, as homegirls, be the Marlos. You know what I'm saying? If you see something that looks crazy, but if you see somebody who's out here just because they're different than you, celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? Look at the beauty in that. Be like, damn, that girl knew how to do her face like this. She know how to make her face look like something. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate that. And that's what I don't understand why there's a divide. Where there needs to be a divide are the niggas who have opinions. Those are the ones who make me sick. I saw a whole slew of niggas talking, they got all the memes that talk about you got to take a bitch swimming before you take her on a date and stuff like that because people are out here fooling people. And I have seen videos where it looks like a completely different person. I will say that. However, I've seen that. But I've also seen, I have Keia. Keia's a beautiful woman. And then when you see Keia with a beat face, it's like, damn, Keia's a beautiful woman with a beat ass face. And her face holds makeup really well. And she knows how to highlight her features in the best way possible. And I don't see why we can't come together and celebrate that. And I think that's something that we need to do better. Is to celebrate one another and in our differences. But again, it's generally niggas who have the raggedy ass opinions about makeup who we really need to be fighting. Those are the ones that we need to band together against.
I think I hate to see women fighting each other about like this because I think that if I really wish that we could just come to terms with the fact, if we could just learn how to just agree to disagree, it doesn't have to be all of that. It does not have to be all of that. It doesn't. And I understand.
It doesn't.
I don't know if it's social media that makes people feel like they have to get on these kind of campaigns, where they not even champagne, but they shame, where they shame the I don't even want to say opposing, but you know what I'm saying? It's just the difference. You know what I'm saying?
The differences.
Tall, okay. When I get on, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. When I stand up with the team Amazon, when I, talk to my other talls out there, it's always, every single time, it's always a woman who is shorter or of average height or whatever, who's got to come. And vice versa. So I'm sure when the short women come and celebrate themselves, the talls are like, oh, y'all get this or this and that. So I just think I don't know what makes us feel like we have to, why we can't just both coexist. We don't have to big up. Bigging up ourselves does not mean that we downplay another.
I know short girls.
Oh, look at you.
What's wrong with you? I don't know why short girls be out here hating on us.
Okay, sis. Whatever you want.
Don't get it. Fine. But no, I think that's where we need to get into the conversation of celebrating not only ourselves, but celebrating one another and really celebrating each other's differences. And you can't be out here talking, advocating for trans people and equality and LGBTQ. I think I'm missing one. But you can't be out here doing that, and then you're out here shaming your fellow, your black sisters right here because one of them got a beat face on. Like, that's not right. Just because you choose not to wear makeup doesn't make somebody else, I don't know. Some people just like makeup. Like, they're not necessarily wearing makeup because they feel like they're hiding something, and I don't know why we feel like we have to shame that.
Right. That's one of the things I wanted to say is, like, why is there's a lot of people assume that if you wear makeup and wear a lot of makeup, it's because you don't like the way that you look. You're trying to change. You're trying to cover up yourself, and that's not necessarily the truth. And just like I would argue that just because you are out here, rocking your fresh face with reckless abandon, that doesn't mean that you have the highest of self-esteem and that you love every aspect of yourself. Like, I think it's good for us to just kind of, just,
especially if you have to call it out.
We don't have to announce everything, but
right,
all the time. But I mean,
#no
I don't know what that's about. And I'm not saying that as if I've never done it, because I have definitely hit the hashtags myself. But I'm more so questioning, like, why do we feel like we have to, qualify our behavior in this way? And what that means, like the girls who use filters versus the girls who don't, like no filter, and then we shaming the girls who use filters, like, oh my gosh, you always got that, like the thought filter, or we call, like, the filter with the flowers. Everybody was calling that the thought filter, the dog filter. Like we always just throwing it.
That's the thought
shaming,
filter, the dog filter.
Shaming the filter usage. When I'm just like, if I use a filter, that doesn't mean I hate my face. But if this filter, addresses
it's
my look, you know what I'm saying? Dresses my bag, I'm going to use her. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
What's she there for?
Like, so what's it to you? And then when I don't have time or when I don't feel like it, I don't have a problem with getting on the gram or on a Snapchat with a dry face, because I've done it before. Y'all know that. But I don't know. Why do we have to kind of, be so divisive in those ways?
I think it's all insecurity with self, honestly. I do. I think that's where it all stems back to. There's something you don't like about yourself where you feel like you gotta hate on the next person. And that's something you need to change within yourself, because people are still gonna be out here beating their faces, and there's gonna be people like myself who are gonna be right on the sidelines cheering you right on.
True indeed. I think it's another conversation that we save for another day, like whether or not critique is evidence of kind of like, like if someone is super critical of others, is that reflect that they're super critical of themselves?
Yeah, we're gonna hold that,
because I totally feel like that's a juicy conversation. I would like to ask, like, do you think that there are connotations to certain things? Like, do you think that, I mean, this might be an obvious question, but I'm more so thinking along the lines of like what it means to be made up in certain spaces. I know professionally speaking, especially in certain male-dominated fields, or in even fields that have kind of conservative standards of dress. I'm thinking about like lawyers specifically, or where when you're going into the courtroom, you have to look a certain kind of way when you appear before the judge, or when you're hearing a case, or trying have a case or whatever. So what? I guess I'm thinking along those terms, like, is makeup welcome in every profession? And like, do you think that, is that a good or bad thing? Like, the standard, I guess we'll stop right there.
I guess, is it welcome in every profession? Probably. I'm sure there are certain professions where people would be like, well, why? Like doctors, for instance. Well, why do you have a beat face? But maybe somebody just felt like beating their face before they came to work. That's what makes them feel better about themselves. I think when it comes to what you were saying about male-dominated industries, which is most, that can go either way. Because we were speaking about this earlier, about how a woman might dumb herself down or be a little frumpier in an environment to be taken more seriously. But then, because it seems like a lot of men, they can be very chauvinistic. They can have really misogynistic views. in thinking that a woman has to be like, I know I've seen with men in the workplace where like you can't say stuff like that to women, where a woman might not have a full face of makeup and a man might say, "Oh, are you sick? Like, are you not feeling well today?"
Right.
And I think that is complete trash. And I don't know if that's necessarily answering the question.
No. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting at in terms of, I'm thinking like some of, like, I know that in many cases, having a full face, like showing up in a red lip and a lash has a connotation in certain.
A red lip always has a certain connotation, I feel like.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that I could definitely see a woman shying away from that to kind of keep from people making certain assumptions about her. So like if I'm a scientist and I work in a lab with all men, would I feel comfortable to kind of go in there, beat down? Would I think twice about that in terms of like me coming in there totally made up, and does that compromise, does it make them think that I'm, less of a scientist, or that the quality of my work is less, or that I'm not as serious about my science as they are? I'm that's what I think along those are some of the things and standards about makeup and conversations about makeup that I think we should be having versus talking about, shaming people and telling people that they should or should not wear it, just kind of like for personal preferences. But I think we should challenge some of the ways that women are viewed and in places, and why, and what those what those things are kind of rooted in systemically and structurally, and what can we do as women? How can we change it? How can we change the narrative? How can we challenge it? How can we push back in productive ways? I think I would like to get into some of the meat of that. When we talking about makeup do's and don'ts, we will definitely get to kind of like the more practical kind of everyday, this is, makeup application stuff. But I would like for us to to have a conversation about some of that stuff maybe later. So I would love for you guys to weigh in as listeners. Send us a tweet, send us an email, and weigh in. Let us know if you work, how does makeup kind of factor into your work life?
Right.
Does it? Is it a conversation? Do you have male or female supervisors who have said something to you about your makeup? Do you agree with the standards that are placed upon you? I would like to kind of get at some of that stuff eventually.
To touch on it, because I think that would be a really great conversation. To touch on it though, and to dig a little, and to get a little into what you were asking, I do think when you put it into context, such as environments like maybe a science lab, even though it might seem extreme, or a science lab or an attorney's office or somewhere along those lines. I know a lot of times a woman who's viewed as somebody where she might give herself like a face for the day, she might be viewed as even a quote unquote bimbo, you know what I'm saying, or simple-minded, maybe not as smart as somebody who comes in a little plain because you care about your appearance. And I think that that's problematic, that somebody who does place somewhat of an importance on how they are presented to the world, maybe she just enjoys putting on a little makeup for the day,
right.
But why does that have to play into her performance in the workplace? So yeah, I think that would be a really great conversation to have.
Totally, especially as someone who is an academic and kind of navigating academic spaces, I can kind of speak to. I won't say kind of, but I can definitely speak to being questioned about different choices that I've made about my hair or my makeup that had nothing, and feeling like people have made or quick judged me or made assumptions about me based upon the way that I look. So if I show up to the conference, there were a few years, well, when I was in my second or third year, I had short hair,
like a
would
fade.
Change the color,
like a fade.
Change the style literally once a week. So like whatever I wanted to do, I was doing it because I felt like I was a student, wasn't going to be long, that I was going to have this period in my life where I could literally do whatever I wanted. And I didn't have to subscribe to kind of like standards from the human resources perspective. Like I didn't have anybody over me telling me that I could not do XYZ. So if I wanted to have blue bangs one week, I did.
Yep.
If I wanted it to be blonde, it was. Or, and, if I wanted to, wear a dark lip at 9 a.m., it was my business. If I wanted to be lashed, so those are the kinds of things that I did. And I can definitely say, me going to the conference,
with pink hair
and with long nails and with, lashes and glossy lips, I definitely feel like, I definitely can clear that people had expectations of me, based upon how I looked. And I was confronted with the choice of like, okay, so do I do the safer thing or do I, continue to do what I want? And, that was definitely something that I had to negotiate and talked about with some of my mentors to just kind of figure out what that was. Thankfully, I was surrounded by other Black women who were comfortable and secure and secure enough to empower me and motivate me to just kind of say, you can always be yourself in every space. And the answer to all of the negativity that you will get as a result of your appearance, you confront that by just doing amazing work. Because can't nobody argue with the fact that your work is what it is. You will definitely, if they have something to say about the girl with the long red nails, they'll have to say it, while they, citing you. While they're citing, while they're citing your publications and coming to your talks, just make sure that your work, and even my supervisor now says, hey girl, if you're going to be in here with your funky natural haircut and these long nails with the rhinestones on them, I need you to make sure that you be in here typing fast and making these reports sing. So that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I don't want to beat this horse to death, but I think it'll be an interesting conversation for us to have. Now I kind of turn it to make it a little bit lighter and talk about some of these do's and don'ts. What we did was we reached out to some of our friends and makeup artists, other makeup enthusiasts, and we reached out to some of you via Twitter to just kind of see what your favorite and not so favorite beauty trends and makeup techniques are, and just the do's and don'ts, the things that we're kind of sick of seeing in terms of beauty trends. So we'll get into that. But before we do that, I wanted to ask you, sis, what's one makeup item or makeup tool that you cannot live without? If you had one makeup tool that you can only use for the rest of your life, like your makeup bag is going in the garbage, but you get to keep this one thing, what is that and why?
Gosh, that's really hard.
Isn't it hard?
So a BB cream would really be super sufficient in giving me some kind of color. However, I feel like, probably some mascara.
Really?
I would guess so, because I'm trying to think of anything else. Like if I kept like a BB cream for some sort of moisture and a little bit of tint, my eyelashes are still gonna look ashy. You know what I'm saying? I can't keep highlighter around if I don't have, this to go along with it. And I feel so it's either between mascara or like the little shit that I put on my eyebrows. I call it eyebrow mascara, but it does a little shape for my eyebrow. I'm not one of those people who likes to draw my eyebrows in. Like I have eyebrows, but I like to just make sure that they're neat. So I use a little eyebrow mascara. So it's either between that or eye mascara.
So I think that both of those are mascara, but you just use them for different purposes.
No, you know what I'm talking
brow
about?
Brow gel is
brow
just
joint.
Mascara.
No,
So
okay,
brow gel
yeah.
or mascara. But you could usually because if you get a clear mascara, you could use that on your brows.
You can. And I actually used a clear mascara when I was younger, when like the only thing I would put on would be lip gloss and clear mascara. All right. Well, so what's your one item that you would not be able to live without?
I think my one item that I would never ever be able to live without is false lashes.
Lashes do make a face.
And now, I for the last year or so, I've been wearing the eyelash extensions. Not like crazy caterpillar lady lash extensions, but no,
not at all.
I go and get my lashes done like once a month, pretty much once every 4 or 5 weeks. And I now don't feel like I can look at myself without without them. So like literally, like I don't have anything on my face, right? Like I literally lived my whole life today without anything, any makeup on, just chapstick and my eyelash extensions. And yeah, like I feel like I can face the world in a lash, but without them, I don't know.
You be feeling bald.
Yeah,
bald-headed.
yeah. Out here with these bald-headed lashes, I don't know. But my
That's
lashes
weird.
my natural lashes are not
real.
long. I mean, are not short. Like I don't have stingy natural lashes.
No, but you've gotten so used to
Yeah,
yourself.
but
with
I've been
these
wearing false lashes for so long.
luxurious Pepe Le Pew
Right.
eyelashes.
So now I can't imagine myself with my own lashes. Make me feel like totally inadequate. But that's
what people tell me about weave.
Really?
They be like, or even when I take my braids out, like I clearly am like not like I'm not lacking for hair, and I actually sit here and will chop my hair in my bed myself. But yeah, like when you take braids or like twists out, I be feeling mad bald headed after a minute when I take them
I get
out.
that.
And then it comes back to normal. But like for a second, I'd be like, damn, I ain't got no hair.
Yeah. Just bald headed.
Bald headed, scallywag.
Indeed. Okay, so eyebrow gel and lashes.
Yes.
I'd be interested to know what the listeners say. I kind of feel like everybody's gonna fall in those two categories, though, because like
I do feel that.
I mean, brows are so important, and I feel like lashes are now a thing. But I would be interested to know what you guys would say. So yeah, let us know what your must-have beauty product, beauty item, makeup item is. I'll be interested to know that. But let's get into these do's and don'ts, shall we?
Yes.
I'm excited. So yeah, we asked a bunch of people. I've kind of organized the do's and don'ts according to who said what. So we're just going to kind of read through them and just go from there. So the first person that we asked was our good sis, Nikki.
Yes. And the fun thing about, so we'll also have the information in the description box, but Nikki, we featured her. Shout out to my sis, Canvas MUA in Houston, Texas. And the fun thing about this episode is if you are in the Houston area for the holiday season, you can hit up Nikki. If you mention Gettin Grown, you will get $15 off your in-studio session. So make sure you guys are, if you're in the Houston area, you're looking for a face for your holiday parties, your events, or whatever is coming up. Or if you just feel like feeling extra special for a day, hit up Nikki. All of her information will be in the description box, and you will get $15 off for mentioning Gettin Grown.
Come on with these coupons. We got you on the holiday beat.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nikki says, so I guess the first two of Nikki's do's kind of fall along the lines of foundation. The first one being stay within the 2 shade range rule. So when it comes to foundation, when picking your shades for your foundation should match your skin. Like that's the number one rule.
That's the point.
Number one do is that it must match your skin. But when it comes to highlighting and contouring, you want to stay within the 2 shade range rule. So your highlighter is not to be any more than 2 shades lighter, and your contour is not to be any more than 2 shades darker. So a lot of times when the girls go crazy, and this is where we fall off the wagon, is that we try to use other people's concealers and contours and be out here looking strong and wrong. So
I can't use Kia's contour palette.
That's right. And I could never ever use Jade's anything.
Both of us will look like Harley Quinn.
Right. Never. I could never ever. But I mean, these are just
out
the
here
facts.
looking like the Joker's counterpart.
This is just crazy. Like, it's sad that we have to say these things, but these are the dues. Okay.
If you follow Around the Way Curls, tangent.
Okay.
If you follow Around the Way Curls, it's kind of the same thing with Shanti and Antoinette. Shanti has a copperish brown skin, and Antoinette is pasty pale white, just like myself. And so they played around with Antoinette's concealer and put it on Shanti's face and decorated it like Beyonce in the Sorry video. That is the only way in which you can share colors if you are not the same.
That's fun. Don't you just love it?
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Blend your face with your neck. Okay. It's really important that you blend your foundation into your neck. I wrote it down here in the notes. someone, as far as the don'ts, someone said, her name is I've been sorry at ABENSARE. Streaky coverage, when your face to neck doesn't remotely match, so you be out here looking like peanut butter on chocolate. Don't be out here looking like a Reese cup, girl. We don't have time for that. That's not what we want. Not at all what we need. Okay.
No.
So yeah. I think those are the do's as far as skin. I also reached out to AllisonFaxBeauty. I'll also leave her information in the description. She is a DMV based makeup artist, super talented. I got a chance to meet her at some classes that I took, and we've become good makeup buddies. She said, for all women, especially women of color, make sure that you learn your undertones. It's essential to getting the perfect match and skin-like finish, because what we want with foundation is for your face to always look like skin. Like, skin is the goal. It's got to look like skin.
Not a mask.
Not a mask. It shouldn't look like anything other than skin. You've got to learn your undertones. You're either warm or cool. Your undertones are either warmer, redder, more orangey, more peachy, or they're either, golden. And a way for you to check and find out what your undertones is you can kind of look in your chest, look along your décolletage, look at your skin. Do you give is there more of a golden undertone to your skin, or is it more red based or orange based? The easiest way to determine that is to look in your chest for hints of gold or hints of red.
I don't have no gold. I'm just like the color of the inside of a banana.
So you're like super neutral. Like, you're not the color of the inside of a banana.
I am. Like the actual banana, not the peel.
No, you're not. You're not. You actually have a very, like, your face, you have a very peachy tone to your face, especially in the middle.
Sis.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm warmish cool.
No, like, you're warm. Like, you have like a real peachy, like, you're peach. You're not a yellow girl. I mean, you are a yellow girl, but your undertone is not yellow.
That makes me feel good.
Well, I'm glad that I could help you out there, sis. So yeah, LegallyBeat is a very, very popular, very successful makeup artist, also based here in the DMV. She says the do for skin is always going to be bronzed skin, like glowing skin. The difference here is, like, bronze just does not mean like super crazy Nipsey Russell highlight. Like, you shouldn't look like a disco ball. But it's, looking sun-kissed, like, color, beaming, glowing from within, not
fresh dew.
Indeed. So, yeah. Yeah, I think those are the do's that relate to face, like makeup, like foundation.
But underneath that foundation, if I may throw some in there, start with a fresh face. Start with a clean face. You want to hashtag fresh face something? Start with a clean face before you put some makeup on
that
it.
Was one.
Don't be nasty.
That's one of the don'ts. Yes. A major don't is do not put makeup on a face that you've not washed. And it's terrible that we have to say that to grown people. But here we are. I would also add to that as a caveat is, like, you should always, as much money as you invest in your makeup, you should invest in your skincare. Makeup is not a Band-Aid that you can use to just cover up unhealthy, damaged, inflamed skin.
Gross.
Whatever your skin issues are, you should make your priorities to address those and quickly. Because the beautiful makeup is makeup is enhanced. I shouldn't say, just like makeup enhances skin. Your makeup enhances your natural look. Like, your natural look enhances the makeup, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
So it's a two-way street out here.
So do wash your skin and do moisturize your skin before you put on makeup.
Absolutely. Another do is that's a great caveat to Allison's other tip. Don't forget about skin prep. Make sure you know your skin before adding foundation. Glowy makeup is the huge trend during the holidays and summer months. If you're super oily, make sure that you have a mattifier before you add your foundation, and try to stay away from super glowy products like shimmery setting sprays or glowy skin primers, because that's just going to exacerbate, you getting oily and shiny. But yeah, knowing your skin type. If you need to sometimes you can go to a makeup counter, but I mean, if you can, try to get to a esthetician or dermatologist, and asking what kind of skin you have. A lot of times all of us be out here guessing because we don't really know. My skin is normal to dry, and it's like, no, girl, it's not.
At all, actually.
Yeah, like get some help if you can, just to learn what your skin needs, because then you'll be able to figure out how best to buy products that you need to enhance it.
And as a little bonus, Nikki offered a little tip. She said for girls with oily skin, as a nice light moisturizer before you put on a face, it's the Simple brand. It's called Simple.
It's drugstore.
Protecting moisture. Yep, it's a drugstore brand. Simple Protecting Moisturizer with SPF 15 for sensitive skin, because if it has too much SPF in it, that's where you get that white shine when you take pictures. And so she said that's a really good light moisturizer for those with oily skin that you can use as a nice starter before you put your foundation or your primer on.
Absolutely. We're going to move into eyes and eyeliner. Nikki has a tip. Trace out your wing, black. So like LegallyBeat's dude was always like really pretty, really sharp winged liner. I think wing liner is a super popular trend. The key to wing liner is that all wings are not created equal. You really have to know the shape of your eye. Because like the wing that's going to work on my eye is not the wing that's going to work on Jade's eye. So it's really about learning the shape of your eye, whether or not you have a hooded lid, how big your eyes are, how wide your eyes are apart, how long or, how thick or thin your wing needs to be. All these things you kind of like got to play around with and find the right one. And it takes time. So don't just, don't get frustrated. Try things, try them again. Nikki had a great tip for tracing out your wing with black eyeshadow first. Once you get the shape right, you can go back with liquid or a pencil liner. Because if you mess up, you can just literally brush it away. And it's a lot easier to clean up than if you were to go right in with a pencil liner or a gel liner or a liquid liner. I think we're going to move on into highlighting and contouring. So don't blend your, be sure to blend your contour. Like contouring is, okay. Highlighting and contour is to bring dimension back into a face that you've painted one color. So like foundation is your skin color. When you paint your face, when you put your foundation on, you're literally just making your face one dimensional. You have to contour and highlight in order to add the natural dimension that your face naturally has back into your face. We're not out here trying to create something out of nothing. We're not trying to change the actual appearance of our face or our bone structure, but we're actually just restoring or putting back what the one-dimensional foundation took away. So when you're blending your contour out, literally around the perimeter of your face, in the hollows of your cheeks, down the sides of your nose, make sure that you're blending that contour into your hairline. Again, if you don't do that, you'll be out here looking like Harley Quinn.
That's what I'm saying.
Two-tone. Okay. Just be very careful. Also, it's so crucial and critical that you blend out your contour. One of the tweets that we got, someone was talking about deep, dirty looking contours. The girls be out here with contusions, looking like bruises. You have got, first of all, it's too dark. Secondly, when you put that joint on, when you draw that line on your face, you have got to blend like nobody's business, because you have to have seamless transition from one shade to another. When you look at your face naturally with no makeup on, you will see where there are lighter and darker areas. And when you put your makeup on, you are trying your best to mimic those lighter and darker areas. The same goes for highlighting. The same goes for blush. Nikki says, do blend your blush all the way in. unless you want to be out here looking like Raggedy Ann. And Black women really don't have rosy cheeks like that. We don't give Mrs. Claus under most circumstances. Now, some of you may be out here with the rosy cheek situation, and if that be the case, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to most Black women who I've known and come across in my life. You know, the color that we add back into our faces is not like the color that, you know, women of other complexions, other cultures, other backgrounds add into their faces. So whatever you do, you want to blend it out, no matter what color you put. I think we're going to move into eyeliner. No, we did talk about eyeliner already. Oh, use the right eyeliner also. You know, your eyeliner should match the shade of your eyes. So if your eyes are, lighter eyes, you may or may not need a black eyeliner. You might be able to get away with a darker brown. You don't, and using black eyeliner, it can be a little harsh, really intense, and give you that raccoon kind of quality if you are not careful.
One good thing that Nikki and I discussed when it came to that, because my mom has green eyes, so she uses a hunter greenish eyeliner, which doesn't come across some funny looking green on her face. It complements her eyes because she feels like black eyeliner can be harsh. Nikki mentioned that black eyeliner can also make a lighter eye pop, but you have to have a full face on. She's like, you can't just be out here with a naked face and put on a black liner.
There are rules
with a light
eye.
There's rules.
That's one of my don't the hell evers. The girls who are out here just picking one thing to do. Especially bold things. Like black liner is bold. Red lips are bold. Blue lips are bold. And especially crazy long eyelashes are super bold. So my eyelash extensions, I go for a more natural extension look. I'm not out here giving the girls a full editorial lash in my everyday, because I know that when I don't have a full face on, I'm still going to have these lashes on. So that being said, don't think twice about doing more dramatic things on the days where you don't have a lot of makeup on. So if I were not wearing any makeup, but I wanted to put on eyeliner with my lashes, I might not reach for a black eyeliner. I may want to do a darker brown, because that's less intense, and less evening and more daytime, and more suitable for the fact that I don't have anything else on my face. The other do's and don'ts. We're going to spend a lot of time now on eyebrows, because that came up over and over and over again on the tweet. When we talked about makeup don't the hell evers, everyone talked. Okay. The first one, lots of people said, big eyebrows, extra dark eyebrows, Sharpie eyebrows, halo brows, the bootsy fade on the eyebrows and the front of the eyebrows. McDonald's arches, St. Louis eyebrows. All of these things. We just got to talk about brows, ladies.
Can I do one first?
Go for it.
Don't the hell ever try to create a shape that does not exist on your face with your eyebrows. Don't try to draw some shit. If your eyebrows are more circular, then you need to work with that. If your eyebrows tend to go more straight across, you need to work with that. But don't try to make some shit out of some shit that ain't there.
Agreed. I couldn't have said it better. Everything about makeup is like going with the grain. Like it's all about enhancing what you have and working with what you have. So yeah, eyebrows are one of those things. Just like you get what you get. A lot of times you can train and manipulate. If you work with someone who is skilled and trained and skilled, getting maintaining and shaping your eyebrows and working with a professional, then perhaps you can. I have been able to train my eyebrows to do what I want them to do, because
that's not what we're talking about.
I do everything. I do this. I have a routine. My brows know what time it is. So but I've also worked with I go professional. I work with professionals. In order, Print Beauty Studio on Georgia Avenue in the DMV. Nikki specializes in brows. Like, she worked with my brows to get them where they are. largely by just leaving them alone, figuring out what it is that they do naturally, and then working with them in order to get them to a place where, we can maintain them. But it's not about like, and I know that everybody, some brows are more unruly than others, but still it is all about going with the grain, figuring out what your brows do and trying to work with them. Because you'll get a lot farther trying to negotiate with them than to just trying to bogart them and make them, and just doing your own thing.
They're not meant to do.
They will not. It just won't work out for you. Your brows are supposed to shape your face, and if you change all of that, you're literally running the risk of changing your whole situation.
Your face and looking like an asshole.
It's just not. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Do match if you're gonna fill your eyebrows in, make sure it matches your hair. Unless you have like blonde hair, that's weird to have blonde eyebrows. Like, I get it having brown eyebrows, but if you have like reddish hair, then use some sort of reddish eyebrow gel or a blend of an eyeshadow and whatever else that you figure out.
It doesn't have to be matchy, but in the same family, same hue.
Same family.
Yes.
Like, don't have black eyebrows and blonde hair. That shit's gonna look nuts.
Oh my goodness. Do not or don't that. Okay, so halo brows. For those of you who don't know, when you conceal your brows after you fill them in, when you conceal them to define them, oftentimes people fall into the terrible habit of using concealer again that is too light. So the halo brows, like you put concealer underneath and over your brow, and the concealer is too light. Now it looks like your brows are floating in the mix of your forehead like an angel or something. We don't want that either. That's not what you want. If you're going to put concealer on the top of your brow, and for many of us, that's not really even necessary. No. But if you're going to do that, that concealer must be an exact match to your foundation.
So as a makeup ignorant,
you can say a novice. How about you say that?
There we go. There's my words. Novice. Makeup novice. Okay. I have always been under the impression that using concealer around your eyebrows was if you were not able to go get your eyebrows done, and so therefore you are trying to make them look, like they try to look like something. What other reason would you even need to put concealer around your eyebrows?
Well, I mean, it's all about like defining the brow.
Okay, that's real. Okay, I get it.
I tend to do it because, brows are like a central part of, like, there are some steps in the makeup process that are not everyday steps.
Right.
But if I'm going to do makeup, I'm going to do a brow. So,
as you should.
It always like for me, again, it just kind of sets the brow, it keeps it from moving, or, like, how you do your brows in the morning, you look up and then your tails are gone. So, I don't know. The concealer just kind of acts as a bridge to kind of set the brow, defines it. For me, it just kind of like locks it into place.
Got it. Okay.
And it's the difference between like, oh, she got her brows done, and hey, brows.
It's like an emergency brake.
It's
yeah.
It keeps your car from rolling down the hill.
Okay, that sounds right to me. There we go. Talk to me in a language that I understand.
That tickled me, child. You took me out. She said concealer is like a but yeah, we done talked about, don't the hell ever do those squiggly brow things.
Oh my god, that shit is dumb as hell.
It's creepy.
What's the point?
Like, for what purpose? And I also saw that video on I Am Zoe's page of that girl who's been putting like fake eyelashes on her brows. Like, girl, she's just out here trolling the internet. I mean, whatever. I just can't. Also, don't put black in your eyebrows. I know that some of us feel like because we got black hair, we should have black brows. Like, girl, brown brows. No. Your eyebrows are not are just, contrary to popular belief, they're not supposed to be super crazy dark.
No, they're not.
They're not supposed to be like that intense.
That doesn't look good on anybody's face.
It doesn't.
Anybody.
It does not.
That's one of them things. I'm gonna judge you, and I don't care.
It does not. So yeah, brows. I think that's all for brows. Oh yes, no, I take that back.
What?
These big brows. Now we've talked about these old jet bridge ass brows that y'all like to put on your faces. There's no reason for your brow. First of all, if your brow is wider than your thumb, that's a good test.
Is it? Because I feel like that's. Let me see.
Well, maybe you should. Okay, your ring finger. First of all, your brow shouldn't be bigger than none of your fingers. If you put your finger over your brow, we should see no brow outside of your finger.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But some of y'all be out here with these 3 to 4 lane highway brows.
They do be 3 to 4. These Maryland ass highway ass
Man,
eyebrows.
I mean, just like interstate brows.
I need your eyebrows to look like a street in Queens. Too narrow for 2 lanes, but for some reason it is.
Literally, like one car getting down with both parallel park cars on both sides. Like just contain.
So they need to be wide enough to be able to have those 2 cars go, but not too wide.
Not too wide. Not too wide.
Let's get into eyelashes since that's your favorite thing.
Okay.
Because I have a gripe. I have a don't the hell ever.
Okay.
Don't the hell ever take them. Stop putting them blunt wrappers on your eyelashes and calling them eyelashes. Them shits that you buy from the beauty supply store.
Swishes sweets.
Them Swisher Sweet Pronto ass, cigarello ass eyelashes. Stop taking these Dutch masters and gluing them to your eyelashes and saying these are eyelashes. This is a strip of one thing. It's very thick and it's not an eyelash.
I just feel like eyelashes or whatever false, like my false eyelashes, I feel like look like eyelashes.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
Some of y'all would disagree, but I just believe that there should be some level of reality, especially for the day-to-day. Now, if you were doing an editorial photo shoot and the whole thing was avant-garde and you wanted to put these massive lashes on,
we should have just put this at the top of the episode. None of this relates to an editorial photo shoot.
Right. So, if you have that going on, you know what I'm saying? Then, okay, fine. By all means, get your life.
Put a fucking bird of paradise on your eyelashes. But in everyday life, stop going to the beauty supply store and picking up the cigarello wrappers and putting them on your eyelashes. It doesn't look good. It looks terrible. And I talk about you every time.
Oh, man. So yeah, just try to be like, when you put your lashes on, think like, could this actually be my lash? Like, if there is no possible way that your lash could be grown by a human being, then perhaps you might want to consider whether or
just
not
call the episode Enhance.
You know what I'm saying? Just let it, whatever you're doing, you just want to bring out. You don't want to distract. Because if you're wearing these peacock feathers on your eyelids, we're not going to be able to see or get into anything else that you have going on in your face.
I don't want to see that on anything but America's Next Top Model.
Help us, please. Also, let's just talk about banana powder right quick.
Oh, that's that white shimmery powder that people be sprinkling all over their face like powdered sugar.
No, what white sprinkling? First of all, banana powder is yellow based. But
I thought it was white and it goes up under your eyes.
Well, it's not supposed to be. Well, I mean, if it's white, then it's translucent. It's supposed to be. But banana powder.
What's the difference? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So banana powder is also a translucent powder, but it's got a yellow or more golden kind of tint to it. And as such, it really does complement women who have golden undertones.
Okay.
So if your undertones are not golden, then perhaps you might want to use a translucent powder that has a more coral or peachy undertone to it. And they do exist. Like there are several of them out there on the market. If you have if you have specific questions, you can send me a tweet. I'll be happy to help. But yeah, so banana powder, and it's, not only is it, we have to be cautious about whether or not we should use it, like whether or not it complements our skin tone. We also need to be conscious of the way that we use it. So there's this trend that, I think it's kind of dying down now, because I think the whole world has grown weary of the cake face foundation. But, there was this baking trend where people would literally put this stuff underneath their eye and let it sit there for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes.
I would see this baking reference and I don't understand.
It does give you a very, very snatched up, like matte, extra matte look.
I don't think my skin is not matte. Like it. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna be.
Your skin is not matte, right? No, but there are some girls and guys who like that really super full coverage, completely flawless, powdery finish. So
I've seen it where it looks good. So let me just shut up.
In certain cases, the baking is, that's really kind of melts the skin. You're supposed to leave the powder on your face until it heats up through the heat of your body temperature, and it's like melts all of, makes everything all seamless and smooth. But the thing is, we've got that. I have done it before. I don't do it anymore. Why? Okay. Because it's just not practical for me in my life. I'm not speaking for anybody else. I think, and that there are levels, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was doing it, if I was getting super beat down to go to like a black tie affair, then yeah, maybe I would let the under eye powder sit for a little while. But if I'm just going to the post office, it's not necessary. It's not necessary.
That's fair.
And that's just what it is. So yeah, I will only have a few more don't the hell evers. One of those being highlighting the nose.
Oh man, highlighting in general.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Like as a makeup novice, it looks dumb as hell when your cheeks are like shimmery, shiny gold to where you look like the Tin Man. That doesn't look good. Like these people are out here highlighting for their dear lives. It is golden everywhere. Now there are nice ways. I have Fenty highlighter. I have a Fenty highlighter palette and a Fenty highlighter stick, and I think they're beautiful when they're used with subtlety. When they're overused, I look crazy on my cheeks. Just like that trophy wife. We have spoken about this trophy wife. It is not for everybody. Stop with the trophy wife. Like you need to make sure that you know how to use it. And I tried to use that shit and it's damn near impossible, but it has been done. Know what you're doing when you highlight. That's my thing about highlighting.
Go for it. I also I heard from I reached out to LoNicely. She's also a very talented DMV based MUA, and she agreed to give us some do's and don'ts. She actually just had one very significant don't. And that being the over highlighting of the nose. Because highlight is actually the purpose of it. Like I talked about when we talked about the trophy wife, is to literally mimic where light naturally hits your face. So for many of us, the tip of our nose is a lighter place on our faces, right? But it's the very tip of our nose, and it's a very subtle highlight. And honestly, the nose is the one gland on the face that produces oil, even for the girls and boys who have dry skin or normal skin. If they get shiny on their nose. Like your nose naturally shines. If you have oily
your nose
skin,
in the middle of your forehead.
Exactly. Your nose naturally shines. So this glitter on the nose literally just, I'm not sure what the
look
trend.
like you belong in Oz.
I think the girl, I said, it gives, the girls want to give, and then one foggy Christmas Eve tease. Like, they want to be out here leading Santa's one horse open sleigh. I just, like, they just be out here trying to just help Santa navigate the night skies. And, I mean, you just don't have to do it, sis. I mean, just think about it. And also, you have to think, a lot of times when we see these pictures, they are photo shoots that are staged with professional lighting and taken with professional cameras. And it's a different look.
Professional makeup artist.
Exactly. So it is something, and it does look great in photos, but in practice, y'all literally just walking around here with glitter on your nose. And the same goes for your Cupid's bow. A lot of times we highlight the Cupid's bow because it accentuates it and, sets off the lip liner for our liquid lipsticks and all that. I get it. It's all well and fair, but you just have to be really, really, you have to use a really light hand when you apply some of this stuff. Because when you go to TJ Maxx and you underneath them fluorescent lights, it just doesn't translate the way that it translates on your Instagram feed, sis. I'm just here to tell you. Just as Marlo, I'm fixing your bun. Let me fix your bun. Let me fix your bun.
That was the best clip I saw all day.
Let me fix your bun, sis.
She fixed that bun with so much grace. She literally just crept up, swept it around,
and just,
tucked it in.
And she didn't even disturb Nene from going off. She was just like, let me just fix this.
She didn't tap her. Nothing.
She just fixed it and just kept right on moving. So I'm going to wrap up the do's and don't the hell evers, moving on to lips. We have quite a few lips, do's and don't the hell evers. Nikki, so I think the first one is you have to moisturize your lips. You have to treat them. You have to exfoliate them. Because there's absolutely nothing worse than any kind of lip product, especially a matte lip product, though, whether it be a lipstick or a lip stain or a liquid lipstick. You don't want to put any kind of matte lip, any product over some dry lips, because that is just going to be a catastrophe. Like, literally, it's going to sink into the lines of the lip. It's just not going to be a good look at all. If you know that you have lip issues, because I mean, some of us, we just do. Like, it's just a fact of the matter. If you know that you have lip issues, invest in specialized lip treatments, and invest in good old Carmex and Blistex. And for your matte lip, like, I cannot wear matte lipsticks without a lip primer. Like, even I moisturize and exfoliate my lips. And while I'm doing my foundation, I have those treatments on, but right before I get ready to put my lipstick on, I wipe those off. I put on a lip liner before lining my lips. And I can talk more about what a primer does and why that's more important. But it literally just like sets the stage for the lipstick and like makes it last all day. Just kind of like how you prime your walls before you paint your walls. If you prime your lips before you paint your lips,
before you put your foundation on.
Absolutely. It just makes for better coverage and all day wearability. But other don'ts is lining your Cupid's bow. If you have a Cupid's bow, you have to line it. If you do not have a Cupid's bow, don't make one.
That's it. Don't make a Cupid's bow. Don't make lips that don't exist.
Don't overdraw them.
Don't be out here Kylie in your face to death. Okay? You weren't born with those lips. God didn't give them to you.
You can overdraw them a little bit. I've never ever had to do that because I wish I could like donate at least 40% of my lips. But
I'll take some of them.
But for the girls, I think that you can slightly overdraw the lip. But
you can't be out here creating
lips. You cannot be creating lips that you don't have. That's all.
Again, this is not an editorial photo shoot. Okay?
Right.
They know how to make a lip. You don't. So don't be out here drawing these lips on your face. You're gonna look like Mr. Potato Head.
You are so stupid.
And also stop. Don't underdraw your lips. Like I had somebody pointed out that I did not, and this was a while ago. Whatever. I'd be learning stuff along the way, but I did not take my full line of my lips and like do it the way that like accentuate them. So don't underdraw your lips the way that you shouldn't overdraw your lips.
Agreed, honey. And I think that wraps it up. Other don'ts, like just regular don't share your mascara with random broads. Another one that someone tweeted is don't use hair glue to apply your false lashes. Now I think that one is a little I mean, there's plenty of people that do it. I've never been able to do it. I don't generally keep hair glue on me, but I know plenty of people who use it and have not had any problems. I also know people who have had reactions to it. I will say that you are only promised 2 eyes. The Lord gave you 2 eyes, and it is your responsibility to ensure the health and safety of the eyes that he gave you. And I don't know. I mean, you could just take that and do with it what you want to. But, I mean, for some people it works. I have heard that it doesn't work as well for other people. But just, tread lightly.
Do clean your brushes.
At least once a week. And let me tell you something. Do exchange or, replace your beauty blenders and sponges. They do not last always, sis.
Yeah.
They do not. It depends on how often that you use them, that you might want to, find out, how long they do last. But if you've been using the same beauty blender for through 2 years, a year and a half, a year, just go ahead and drop the dime. Get you another one. Just get you another one. It's fine. The holidays are coming, get you some, go to Sephora, use your beauty rewards and just get
People
you,
ask you what's on your wish
there
list.
You go. You know what I'm saying? If you got a secret
blender.
Santa, let the girls know to get you a new beauty blender. You be out here, skin flourishing.
Just tell them which kind to purchase from Sephora. Let them get you a gift card. Just go purchase yourself a new beauty blender, period. But wash your brushes at least once a week. And also, Nikki said, especially for makeup artists, but it could be used for regular people too. You can spray your makeup with 91% alcohol.
Yes, I keep some of that on my table.
So that, and she said not 50 and not 80. She said 91% so that you disinfect the makeup, especially for makeup artists. But it's good for you to do every once in a while with your own. And then a little tip, she said as well, if something that's powder breaks, so whether it be eyeshadow or whatever, you can pour a little bit of alcohol in it, mix it up, and then let it sit and dry, and it will come back together. So no need to start freaking out when your shit breaks anymore, because there is a way to salvage it.
Totes, my goats. I think that's all, though. I hope that this is not like super long and dramatic. We did have a lot to talk about. But hopefully you guys found it helpful. We're talking makeup on Getting Grown. I had fun.
We did not talk about... Oh, we didn't talk about 2 of the biggest don't the hell evers.
What?
Don't the hell ever match your eyeshadow to your belt, to your purse, to your
shirt,
shoes, to your sneakers. Your purse. I mean, get your don't it to your lipstick. We're not our aunties.
To your lipstick. Don't do that either.
That's the one. To your lipstick. Oh, to your lipstick. But that's the one. That's the one good thing. And then don't be having these heavy dramatic eyes and these heavy dramatic lips, unless you're like going out for a nighttime look. But these like smoky ass eyes and these like bold red lips at, I don't know, noon is a lot. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? If you go into a gala, that's great, but that's a lot for an afternoon look. And then the black lip liner, brown lip liner.
No, we didn't talk about that. Oh, did I say stop wearing liquid lipstick with no lip liner? This is for my girls. This is for my brown girls who want to be out here wearing them Kylie lip kit nudes with no liner, out here looking like Ashley Larry. Girl, it's not for us. It's not for us.
Know yourself.
I feel like you can almost make any liquid lipstick work. You can make any lipstick color work if you line your lips appropriately. I think it's just it's in a woman's best interest to kind of learn how to do that. It just kind of, if you want to talk about making little things that you can do to kind of take your makeup from, amateur to pro, it's those kind of things. Like learning those kinds of techniques really make a huge difference. And it's all about taking the time and just learning how to do it. There are classes you could take. There are people who can help you. You can even watch tutorials, and sometimes it's just practice. And you don't have to buy the most expensive lip liner in the world. You can, like the NYX lip liners literally cost $2 and $3. Just get you a bunch of those and just start playing around.
There's so many tips that we could throw out there. You guys can continue to tweet us with some of your favorite makeup tips, do's, don'ts, and don't the hell evers. But we're gonna wrap it up because
we've been rapping. Let's just get into the honesty box right quick.
Thanks again to Form for supporting this week's episode. Form is the premium hair care collection dedicated to making every hair journey simpler and better. Inspired by your own hair care experiences, Form delivers uncompromising performance without sacrificing the health of your hair. It all starts with your life, your style, and your hair goals. After taking the Form consultation, you'll be delivered a Form regimen complete with selected products, styling techniques, and care tips that are tailored to you. Just like their brother brand Bevel, the folks at Form were tired of seeing the women they love struggle to find hair care that was personal, effective, and high quality. And just in time for the holidays, Form gift cards and Form minis. Form minis are lifestyle sets for hair care on the go. Whether you want to transform, move, bounce, create, or stick to the details, Form has you covered. Head over to FORMBeauty.com/Gettin Grown to get 10% off and free shipping on your first purchase and a free Form mini when you spend over $50. That's FORMBeauty.com/GETTINGROWN. Get personal with Form.
Honestly?
Truly. All right, time for the honesty box.
Do it.
Praise the Lord, niggas. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for everything you do during and outside of this podcast. You two are truly an impressive inspiration for women like me all over the world. I was introduced to the podcast world in July by my friend who put me onto the read. Since then, I've listened to them, the Friendzone, and Jade and XD weekly. However, I knew this was the place for me when I heard Dr. Keia say, "As for me and my niggas, we will praise the Lord."
Oh, God.
You ladies give me just enough celebrity gossip, grown folk conversation, and pettiness to make my Tuesdays go smoother. I'm writing to you today because I was hoping to get your expertise on a workplace conundrum. I currently work at a group home for adults with developmental disabilities. While it can be very rewarding work, it is often exhausting and offers very little pay for the direct support staff. I often do the work of an assistant manager, even though that is not my title, but that's an email for another day. Lately, I find that my manager often leans on me to take care of many tasks around the job that she should be handling on her own. On one hand, I was very grateful for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of the assistant title and pay, but on the other hand, it seems that on a regular basis, she lacks the motivation to be self-sufficient and thinks that since I can handle it, she does not have to. Furthermore, she is very emotional. She often cries at the drop of a hat whenever she is upset and says that she cries as a way to get out of her anger while still remaining professional. Okay, eye roll emoji. Because of recent circumstances within our job, it seems that she's crying almost daily. Whenever a situation arises, she often removes herself from the room and cries. Then I find myself fixing the problem without hesitation. This is a 50-something-year-old woman who has not learned basic coping skills. I guess my question is, how can I tell her about herself without risking the waterworks?
Wow.
We have built a relationship over the years, and she does value my opinion, so my speaking up wouldn't be coming out of the woodworks. Are there any coping mechanisms you can suggest? Sorry for such a long email, overworked and underpaid. P.S. My 30th birthday is November 28th. It would be the best present ever to hear you read this email or even just give a birthday shout out on the show. Thank you. Have a blessed day. So, first of all, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday. So you get two presents. But yeah, sis, you wanna start off?
I don't know that I don't know that there's anything that you can say that, because I mean, that's gonna keep this woman from crying. If she cries, right, she's gonna cry. I think it's just a matter of you determining whether or not
care. Sorry.
You care whether or not. I mean, are her
not to
like is her crying is that enough to stop you from saying what you feel like needs to be said? I also am more interested in knowing what exactly you want to say to her. And like, what's the fix? Like, what are you looking for? Because
it sounds like she wants this lady to take some more responsibility
So she's complaining about the fact that the lady leaves the room to cry.
She said first and foremost that the lady leans on her a little bit too much. So she, she's happy about the fact that she gets to prove herself, but at the same time, this woman is now using it to her advantage, like taking advantage of the situation and having her do more work than what she's getting paid to do. Then the second issue is that I guess she's also getting out of her work by crying all of the time, and that shit gets irritating at work.
Right. So I'm saying, like, is she saying, like, don't do this no more? Or if I'm going to continue to do this, you're going to have to pay me?
Oh, I don't know.
So, I mean, like, she asked for coping mechanisms, but I mean...
Well, I guess what I would say
she
first
needs to decide
is
whether or not she's going to be... like what she wants the outcome to be.
What's your end goal?
Right.
Right.
What do you want the outcome to be? And then we might be able to talk about like ways to get you there that will not compromise your relationship with this woman. Yeah.
As far as her crying, and then as far as her reaction to you and how you approach her, because it sounds like you would, whatever your end goal may be, that you would be coming from a place of love, because you don't sound like you resent this woman. You just sound like you're like kind of irritated at this point with how things have gone, and you can't control what her reaction is to what you say to her.
No.
So I would say take what Keia said, figure out what your end game is here, figure out what your objective is first and foremost. And then once you go to have this conversation with her, as long as it's set out of respect and love, then you can't be worried about what her reaction is going to be, because you can't control that.
Fair. Yeah. Like, that's it. I hope this helps. I'm happy. I think we're happy to, if you want to give us an update or give us more information, we will we'll be happy to revisit this. But like, given what we know, what you've told us in the email, I think, you got a little bit more work to do before. I mean, at least in terms of figuring out what it is that you want. Like, are you saying, like, she signed the email overworked and underpaid. So is she saying, like, if I'm going to be carrying this responsibility, I want to be compensated? Or is she saying, like, since you're not going to compensate me, stop crying and do your job?
Right.
I mean, I think, then,
or it could be if I'm going to be doing all this, I need to be compensated. And if you're not going to compensate me, then you need to quit crying and do your job.
That's what I just said.
The mix of the both of them. Did I just pootie tell you?
You literally just said what
I'm tired.
It's all right. But yeah, girl. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely just pootie.
It's okay. Yeah, let us know. hit us back and let us know some more information, or and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I want to be very responsible of the things I say to my sister, because everybody know I can be real petty. P-E to the T-T-Y, honey.
All right, it's time for the petty peeves. If you hear a noise in the background, that is my husband sleep, because it is very late.
Yikes.
I figured I'd just be transparent with the people. So I'm actually going to read a listener's petty peeve today, because obviously you all know when I read the petty peeves that they are ones that resonate. They resonate. And I found this to be super enjoyable. Hi, Jade and Keia. I'm a huge fan of your show. I look forward to listening to you all every week. My petty peeve is a continuation of Jade's rant about Food Network star Sunny Anderson. Mm-hmm. Y'all know I hate Sunny Anderson, so I picked this one. I had no clue who she was before Jade mentioned her on the show, but I could tell that she didn't have any praying grandmother in her life. Today I was on Facebook scrolling through my feed, minding my business, when a video popped up from Food Network, and it was Sunny making her funky monkey waffle pudding. I made the mistake of watching the video.
Video about this. I saw this.
Oh, I made the mistake of watching the video and seeing this grown-ass woman blend chocolate milk, a banana, chunky peanut butter, and an egg, pour it over an Eggo waffle, bake it, and top it off with bacon, chocolate chips, and marshmallows. I was appalled, offended, confused, and dumbfounded. This shit looked like a kindergartner came up with this. Sunny is a grown-ass woman making childish-ass foods. I am offended that Food Network would even give her a platform to spread this buffoonery. I'm 22, and this looks like some shit you can make in college when you're high, and all you have in your kitchen are these ingredients, and you have 0 meal swipes left.
Meal swipes. Good times.
Swipers, no swipings. Thank you for letting me share my petty peeve, more like a petty rant with you all. I love you. That's all I have to say. That's it.
We speak your name.
Absolutely.
I'm also going to read a listener's petty peeve. This one reads, praise the Lord, niggas. I just want to share a petty peeve with y'all. I really, 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 3 reallys, cannot stand when people casually cross the threshold of my cubicle and just start talking to me or asking me a question. I need folks to do things. First, please knock or lightly tap on the entrance to get my attention. And 2, wait for me to acknowledge your presence before you walk in my cube. And then to add insult to injury, some folks like to invade my personal bubble and practically stand 9 to 7 millimeters away from me. Who raised y'all? Back up, son. Give me 50 feet. There's absolutely no need for anyone to be that close to me. And I really don't want your dragon breath all in my nostrils or your body heat anywhere near my person. LOL. Love y'all. Love you too. This resonated with me. Not my current job, but at my job right before this one, I had a cubicle. And it was just literally... It was just absolutely terrible. And I don't want to say that I'll never, ever have a cubicle again because I don't know what kind of situations life will bring me. But I just hope to never, ever have a cubicle ever again. And I hope that the Lord will always see to it that I have a door to close. Because, yes, I just cannot. People will, especially when they see you, they just think that means that you're on and available to them. And a lot of times, that's not the case. So that resonated with me. Yeah. Thank you for sending that. I totally, totally, totally agree with you 100%.
I don't have a cubicle. I don't want one. I feel like I haven't had one for a really long time.
Another one is just and
I'm just not interested.
People will stand, people, either they will always just include you and talk to you when you don't want to be spoken to, or they will act like you're not there and congregate around your cubicle and have a business meeting, or just be having social hour. Niggas be going around the table, standing around in a circle talking about their weekends you not working 2 feet from them. You don't see me here. You hear me typing. Don't nobody want to hear what y'all was doing.
Keurig machine.
No, exactly.
I don't care.
This is not the break room, but it's fine.
Get out of my purse. Well, that is another episode of Gettin Grown.
It is.
Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you're sending your petty peeves, your kitchen table talk suggestions, and your honesty box questions to gettingrownpodcast@gmail.com. All of the information will be in the description box for everyone that we listed today. So be sure to check out those. Make sure you check out Nikki at Canvas MUA if you're in the Houston area, and get $15 off your in-studio session. And in the meantime, you can also click on the Shoutout to My Sis links so that you can moisturize your skin, drink your water, and mind your business.
Because your black will crack if it's dry. Drink up, kids.
Bye.
Bye.